Hello, and welcome back to my journey from normal to Norway. So yes, yay, I survived the heat. I did not fully melt in Austin last weekend, only melted a little bit. Um, but yeah, I had a great time with my sister. I'm so glad that I went to visit her. Really enjoyed staying at her place and meeting some of her friends and um, I'm such a homebody and she's a much more outgoing person, so she had some fun things set up for us. And so I really enjoyed all of that. So it was a really good trip. Kind of the one fun thing that I thought to share with you was it turns out that I accidentally collect something that I didn't know I collected. Somehow it happened in my life. It was not an intentional choice. But I am now the proud owner of 21 coasters. Don't know why. Certainly don't need the 21 coasters. I have a tiny little place. I never have anybody over because it is so small. And if people are going to be here, there's not going to be more than a handful of us. I don't need 21 coasters. Um, I will say, though, that most of them have been gifts. But when I was in Austin last weekend, we went to a store that was really cool. It's called Parts and Labor, and it's all stuff made by people in Austin. And so it's all local things, and that was really neat. And they had a lot of things that I really, really liked. And somehow I was really good about not spending much money on the trip, and I didn't check a bag, and so that kind of kept me from buying some things, and I felt like I was doing really well with that. And then I got to this store and walked in and saw this like wall of coasters, and there was a deal of, four for X amount of money, and they had all different kinds, and so I ended up getting a set of four with different sayings or whatever on them. My favorite that I'll share with you kind of is set up to look like a Bible verse, and it says, "As for me and my house, we will serve tacos," and the Bible verse is salsa 24/7. I loved that. So anyway, I picked out those four and then moved further back into the store and was looking around. And they had a bunch of t-shirts and jewelry and various kinds of art. And then there was this other thing of coasters that I noticed, and this was a set of six for X amount of money. And these coasters were, they had incorrect song lyrics on them. Um, and of course, I just could not resist. I couldn't help myself. They're so great. I'll share with you again a couple of my favorites of those. Let's see. One is been spending most our lives giving other gangsters hair advice. I can't sing, so I'm not going to sing for you, but I hope that from me saying that you can figure out what song it's supposed to be. And another one is it seems to me you lived your life like a panda in Berlin. Again, hope that you can figure out the song on that one. If not, you can comment and ask. But anyway, so I walked out of there. My big purchase on my trip to Austin was 10 coasters. And then I got back here to LA, to my apartment, and took them out and started looking around my living room and realized, I already have some of those things. And not just a couple, 11. So all in all, I got a nice growing family of 21 coasters. So I would say if you need a coaster, let me know, but I kind of like all of the ones I have, so I think I'm going to keep them. Maybe turn some of them into art or something. I don't know. If you have any ideas of what to do with 21 coasters, please let me know. So anyway, that was just a fun anecdote from last weekend's trip. But today, something that came about that I thought it was encouraging to me, and I feel like whenever something is kind of encouraging or inspiring or uplifting to me, I want to share it here, and kind of just continue to put that out into the world. Um, so I got an email with an article with the actress Olivia Colman, who is phenomenal. And I really enjoyed reading this article, because it yes, it talks to them about acting, and that's interesting to me, but it also kind of showed a lot of who she is, of her character. And I really enjoyed getting to know those parts of her, and to see those parts of her. And something that really came across to me in the article was her confidence, her belief in herself, and what she values about herself. And so I guess about people in general. And I really enjoyed that. I'm going to share one quote with you. So, two things before I share it. One, if you don't know, she is British, so that might influence some of the wording. And two, there is a curse word in there, and because I'm trying not to cuss on this channel, I'm not going to. But you'll be able to tell what it is. So, anyway, here goes the quote. She's talking about, you know, being confidence and all of that. So, she says, if someone doesn't like me because of the size of my bum, they can F off, because I'm quite a nice person to be with, actually. And when I read that, it just really struck me, especially that last part. I'm quite a nice person to be with, actually. And I love that she pointed that out, that she said that, because I think for many reasons. One thing is, I feel like, and I don't know if this is just an American thing or a generation thing, or if it's an everybody thing, I don't know. But it almost feels like, if I didn't read what she said this way, but it almost feels like if I were to say that about myself, if I were to claim it for myself, it would feel boastful. It would not be humble. It would not, I don't know, I just feel like it would come off in a negative way, which is wrong and stupid. I mean, I think it's important to be a nice person to be with, and it's a great thing to be a nice person to be with. And so I feel like it's something that we should all be striving for. And so if you are a nice person to be with, then that should be celebrated. And so yeah, I wish that I didn't feel weird about saying that about myself, but I God, I feel weird even as I'm about to say it. Ugh, that sucks. Um, but I am. I believe I am. And based off of my relationships with people, my friendships, the way that people react to me, um, when I kind of look back and review my behavior and my interactions, I believe I am quite a nice person to be with, actually. And I believe that others who do interact with me would say that, would say that's true. Um, and that's really awesome. That makes me feel really good, and really happy about that, because I think um, your relationships with people, your interactions with people, are perhaps the most important part of your life. You never know who you're affecting and how you're affecting them, and for how long you're affecting them. Something you say could um, lift somebody's day. It could change the course of their lives. Um, it could bring them down for a moment, or it could give them a negative perception of themselves for the rest of their lives. There's so much power in what you say to other people and around other people, and yeah, just how they experience you. And so if you are trying to be a person who's nice to be with, and if you are achieving that, then that's great. That's amazing. And that's putting so much positivity, I think, out into the world. Um, Another thing that kind of stuck out to me about that was just how, I know I'm not the only one in this, but I feel like I put so much importance on my exterior that it almost, in my mind, it's like that becomes more important than my interior. More indicative of who I am, and my value. And ugh, that's just so wrong. If I had to choose between either being nice to be with or stunningly gorgeous, which of course I would love to have both, I would choose the first one. I would choose being nice to be with. I would much rather um, be a person that other people want to be around. I would much rather want to be affecting people's lives in a positive way um, than just be good looking. Um, yeah, one of those, I don't know, one of those has so much more of an effect on others than the others. One of those is much more long lasting than the other. Um, yeah, so I just love that she said this in this quote in this article, that she claimed this thing about herself and gave it value and had it as something that is of value in herself. Um, because yeah, we are so much more than our skin. We're so much more than what can be seen on our exteriors. Um, and our hearts are really what's the most important. And if you've got a good heart, then that's great. And that should be valued, and you should value that in yourself, and I should value it in myself. Um, so I don't know. I just reading this was really encouraging to me and kind of reminded me of what's really important, and what I should really be striving for and valuing in myself. And so it was a great reminder for me, and I just kind of thought that would be something that I would really enjoy sharing here, because hopefully it'll be a great reminder for you, and it'll lift you up as it has lifted me up. So, yeah, that's it. That's what I have to share tonight. Um, just an awesome reminder. Um, and yeah, let's go try to be people who are quite nice to be with, actually. Let that be the goal this next week. Yeah, hope you're doing well, and I will check in with you again soon. And as always, until then, ha det!